just want to introduce myself before we get started. My name is Mary Meyer. I'm a speech language pathologist with Verge Learning. I'm also a teletherapist, and I was actually an accidental teletherapist because of COVID. So I am fairly new to the world of teletherapy, but I've just enjoyed it so much. It's been amazing. And I have this amazing privilege to show you this fantastic platform from Verge Learning. So this is our team that we have. I'm Mary Meyer, the product specialist. This is the rest of our team that we have. We have Christy Mayer down here at the bottom. She's with us here today. And we actually have a new person. Her name is Krupa. She's an occupational therapist. Welcome to the team. So Verge, this is your one-stop shop. It's designed to make everything easier for you. It is really just designed to have everything integrated that you need to provide quality education and quality teletherapy services. And also keep maintaining your licensure and learning through professional CEU courses. So Verge has partnered with Exceptional Ed and are providing these high quality courses online for all domains. It's also a HIPAA compliant platform. So when you're delivering speech therapy services, you can feel secure knowing that your client's information is safe. You're not gonna have to worry about Zoom bombers like we've had to in the past if you were using Zoom. And the great thing about the therapy platform itself, the educational platform itself, is that there's learning content that is available on Verge. So you don't have to go hunting for materials. It's all right there. You can also build your own library online. The Verge has amazing materials already there, and you'll see those later on in this presentation. Another great thing about Verge is that it is able to integrate with an existing school's IEP and with third-party billing systems. So instead of having, again, multiple logins, logging in one place for your IEP, logging in another place for billing, another place for teletherapy, and another place for looking for materials, it's just all in one place. It makes it so much more simple and it reduces the number of steps you have to take to get your job done effectively. Why work harder when you can work smarter, right? Another great thing about this platform is that there's special access for parents. So if you have a child and they're receiving therapy services through the Verge platform, you can log in and see the child's assigned activities. So you can work on carryover. We know how important it is to have carryover outside of the therapy session to ensure that our students are meeting their goals. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what the Verge Dashboard looks like. So you can see over here, there's a calendar that's integrated into it. That's how you can see your upcoming meetings. It helps you stay organized. You can also add your sessions there. You can also have all your students listed. It has their goals, all of their contact information. You can leave notes in there to remind yourself of what their eligibility category might be. You can also assign each student activities. So down here at the bottom, you can see we have this learning library. That's our Verge library. It has a ton of learning materials in it, PDFs. It has applications, there are videos, just lots of diverse ways to help students learn. And you can assign those activities to your students. So when you pull up your Verge session with that student, you don't have to go opening windows. You don't have to go finding materials. You've already assigned it to that student. It's there. It's ready to be used. The other great thing about this platform is how interactive it is. So if you look at this picture right here with the 4 flowers, click on the picture that is different. It's actually clickable by anyone in the session. You give them permission and they can click on the pictures. The way this is different than Zoom, because I've used Zoom before for therapy, is when you give remote control access in Zoom, that student isn't taking control of the activity. They're taking control of your whole computer. And then you kind of have to work your way, like you either have to wait for them to stop moving the mouse, you have to know the shortcut for taking your mouse back, you have to hope that they're not clicking on things on your computer. It's a little nerve-wracking, I'm not going to lie. One thing I love about Verge is that the student does not get control of your computer. They get control of just the activity. You still have mouse control and you can take back control of the mouse in the activity at any time. So it relieves a lot of anxiety there. And then this bottom picture here, that is our whiteboard where multiple people can interact with it at the same time. So you'll see here, there's Maria SLP, she has a cursor, and then there's Christy right here, she has her own cursor. They can both draw on the picture at the same time. So it's very collaborative. Now we're going to go on and we're going to see Verge Learning in action. So I'm going to show you the dashboard. Right now I'm logged in as an administrator. So there are different levels that you can have within the system. So if you have a company and you're an administrator, you're kind of taking charge of what your brand looks like, assigning staff members to different schools, this is what your page will look like. What makes this look different than perhaps a teacher or a therapist is that you'll have a staff roster right here where you can assign different students to different staff and staff to different schools. And you'll also have this approve content button here. The approve content button allows your organization to have your therapists deliver materials. Basically, they can create their own materials and they can submit it to you for approval. And then if you approve it, you can share it with the entire company or the entire organization. It's not shared with Verge Learning. It is shared just within your organization. So there's your organization's library. There's the Verge Learning library that is available to everybody. And then there's your private library of your own materials that does not have to be submitted for approval. It's just kind of like a Dropbox or a Google Drive, except it's all, again, in one place. So let's look at the staff roster. You can see up here, this is a teacher that I have assigned in this company. And then this is mine right here that I'm signed under. So we each have 4 students assigned to me. You can actually schedule sessions for your staff members under here as well. And also you can be an administrator and also be a provider, a teacher or a therapist of some kind. If you go down to roles, you can assign different roles to different people. So looking back up at the staff roster, you can see the role here for the teacher, she's a staff member. The role here for myself, I'm a system administrator. So if we go down to roles, you'll see that the system administrator has a lot of different permissions when it comes to creating staff profiles, adding facilities, versus a family member, for instance. They're not going to have access to change anything within your company, but they can have access to the family portal. And that's where they can see their students assigned activities and their schedule for therapy. These are all customizable, so you can add custom roles and you can title them by who's in your district. You might have instructional aides, teachers, therapists, principals, those types of things. So those can be added. And under facilities, you can add your facilities here. And then when you go to the staff roster, you can assign your staff to different places. We're going to click on student roster. So you can see I have 4 students here. Underneath each name, you can see they have activities assigned to them. This student has 2, this one has 1, this student has 4 activities. How many sessions have been completed, how many session hours have been completed. When you go to add a student, it's going to request the student's email right here. When you save that, it's going to trigger an email being sent to that email address that you assigned, and it's going to ask them to create an account with Verge. So then you can begin scheduling therapy. All right, so back under student roster. So you saw what that looked like. You know, you click on the student, you can see their parents' information once you add it in. So it'll be under family members. You click on the parent. Oh, and you can resend login details. So if you have a parent and they are like, oh my gosh, I forgot how to log in, you can resend that for them. And then under the content library, I have 2 assigned activities for that student. These are 2 activities I like and I think are beneficial for that student. So I assign them these 2 activities. You can go in the library and you can find additional things. You can search by keywords. So one thing I love about this first page here, this is my library, things that I've uploaded that I like, that are mine. You can go under the organization library, and that's where the content that's been shared within your organization is going to live. And then the Verge library is where you'll find the materials that have been provided by Verge. That are included in your subscription. And you can search by keyword over here. So if you're looking for something specific, you can search by keyword. You can also look over on the side. Let's say you would rather look for some videos. You can click on the videos checkbox right there and find some videos. All right, under student groups, I have 2 student groups here. You can schedule a meeting with the whole group. So you're not sitting there and clicking individual students and sending individual emails to individual families. You just schedule it in one shebang and it gets sent to everybody, which is so convenient. You can also assign activities specifically for that group. It'll show you how many hours you've spent in therapy with that specific group as well. Under the teletherapy tab, this is where you'll see your upcoming sessions. You can see that I have one starting today during this time. So when you have a session here, for instance, it's not going to pop up. It's not going to say start, but if you have a session that's about to start soon, it'll be over here on the right side and you can just click on start session. I'll show you a few more things before we do that. And again, you can see the content library here. So you can go in, you can click on the right side here and you can add your own content to your library. So you have it all in one place. Under the assignment tab, that is where you can create assignments for different students so their parents can work on things when they're at home and they're not in a therapy session. The approved content tab, again, I briefly covered that. If you have an activity that you want to submit for approval, it will pop up here for the system administrator to review, make sure it follows your organization's guidelines for best practices. And then if you approve it, it'll be shared within your organization, not with Verge, but within your organization itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at a V session. So I'm going to start my session right here. And I'm going to make sure that my video is turned off here so you can see what the video looks like here in Verge. So I'm going to stop my video and start my video here in the session. Here we go. So you can see I moved mine up to the top, my camera, or I should say my video. I moved it up to the top of my screen just under my camera because when I have students in my sessions, I like having their pictures up here at the top. So when I'm talking and I'm looking at their picture, I can glance at their face up to the camera, or even just looking at their picture, it looks like I'm talking to them. So this is really effective when you're giving praise or feedback. I like having my eyes looking at my client while I'm talking to them. So that's one thing I love about the camera is it just snaps into place on the screen. You don't have to worry about it covering up the slide in the middle. It'll just automatically move around. That's one thing that I absolutely despise about Google Meets and Zoom is I never can see the camera correctly. I can never see the materials correctly. It drives me crazy. So this is something I'm so grateful for from Verge. On the screen, you can see over here on the left-hand side, these are your tools for interacting with the screen. Here we have the Verge logo. This can be customized for different organizations. If you click on the arrow, it's going to take you to a blank whiteboard. So you can interact with it this way. However, there's a lot of fun materials. So we're going to go look at this. If you want to upload your own materials and you haven't added them to the Verge library yet, and you have them on your desktop, if you click on upload a presentation, you can drag things into here and upload them onto the screen. So that's a really handy feature. It works with all different types of files. I haven't had any issues with PDFs, with JPEGs, with any of my materials. It automatically converts and displays on the page. If you click on Whiteboard, you're going to have a couple of options for things that you can share on the screen. I have assigned to this student a couple of different activities. I'm going to show you this one right here. This is kind of like a hidden search for different different things. And I love these types of activities because I'm a speech therapist and I can use this to target language goals such as basic vocabulary. I can work on hygiene for people who have trouble with social skills, and I can work on articulation. So I love these types of activities. And what's fabulous about this is instead of handing remote control over to the student and then taking it back and then worrying, are they going to start clicking on things on my computer? You can go over to the left-hand side and you can turn multi-user whiteboard on. So as it is now, I'm the only one who can draw on this, but if I click over here, you'll see my name pop up with a little cursor, and any participant in that meeting, their name will have a little cursor next to it. You'll be able to see it on the screen. And then they can go over here to the tools and they can start drawing on the screen. So they could be looking for the shampoo, they could be looking for a mirror, and they can circle things on the screen. It's wonderful because it's so much more interactive. You don't have to worry about switching remote control access back and forth. And whenever you're done, you can click that button and they don't have access to draw anymore. You clear all annotations right here. You can hit the undo button to just remove one. There's also a few different things that you can do on the screen. So you can put in text, you can draw straight lines, different shapes, and then you can go back to pan, which means you're not going to draw on the screen anymore. They'll just see your cursor moving around. And let's go down to share an external video. So I'm going to click on that. Again, another thing I love about this is you can have videos that you like, that you add to your library. You can go to the Verge video library and you can share a video from there, or you can go to external videos and you can either enter the URL if you have it. If you don't have the URL, you can go down here and type in a YouTube video search. You can see my two favorites there. I love this video because it's so great for working on language and inferencing and all sorts of cool things. So I'm going to click share and you're going to see a pop up on the screen. And I don't have to worry about having another tab open. I don't have to figure out which screen am I sharing. It just pops up right in here. You don't have to worry about advertisements. Still, it's always a good idea to preview your videos before sharing them, just to make sure there's nothing bad hidden in them. So always watch your videos before sharing, but you don't have to worry about ads at least. In the past, I've had to open my video on another screen, wait for the commercial to end, pause it, go back over to Zoom or whatever I was using, and then share the screen. And then it was too much. This is so much easier. So yes, I absolutely love this feature. It's fabulous. If you are in a district, for instance, that doesn't want to have YouTube access or something like that, this can be modified. So it's not an option anymore, and you can just have your own personal videos that are already uploaded into your Verge library shared if needed. Okay, we're going to stop sharing that video. You'll see it pops back up to my learning material here. I can always go back to my plain whiteboard if I need it. And from here, let's click on the collaborate button. So I'm going to look at my Verge library, and it doesn't look like I've assigned a specific one, but I'm going to look through here and I know that there is, oh, this is a good one. I like this one. Okay, so this is a sorting activity. It's really great for teaching kids same and different, or if you have older kids and they're working on understanding independence, you can talk to them about laundry and not mixing colors because white shirt and red shirt equals new pink shirt. So on this screen you can see that you have this ability, and I'm going to actually move my picture off to the side to see if it makes it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so here on the screen we have our white shirt and our red shirt. Can I wash these together? college-age Mary would have said yes and been completely wrong. Up here at the top right-hand side, you'll see that the users are up there. If I click on that, I'm currently the only user in here. And if I had another person in here, there would be a little blue button here with their name. I could click on them, and then they would actually have control of the screen, and they can answer the questions by clicking. So if you look at this, it's white shirt, red shirt. Can I watch these together? I'm going to click yes, no, I can't. Okay, fine. I'm going to click no. Can I watch these together? Yeah, no, they don't match. So this can be used as a matching game, or it can be used as a functional life skills type of goal. So, all right, I'm starting to get the hang of this. Yeah, no, I can't watch those together. Okay, those look the same. Yes. So you have the person clicking on it, and when you want to switch control back to yourself, you can take control. So this function, it's one person at a time, but it's so easy to switch between people. You don't have to worry again. With some other programs such as Zoom, if the other person has remote control, you lose control of your mouse and your pointer. That's not the case with this. They are able to click on it separately. You're able to navigate around the screen on your own without the other person controlling your computer. I'm going to go ahead and stop collaborating there. That was a brief overview of what it looks like, what our Verge platform and vSessions look like. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out. We're starting at $11.99 per user per month, and you can schedule a free 30-day trial with us. So we have our email address there, our phone number, and you can go to learnwithverge.com. We're also on social media. You can find us on Facebook and look at more videos, join different presentations, and learn more teletherapy tips and tricks.